This is a very special message for a very important collective, is what I want to say, for a very important person. And I don't say that lightly, okay? This is what was coming through to me last night, right before I was falling asleep. And the song Shine by Collective Soul was coming through. And so, and also today, I felt very called to show up in a very authentic way without, like, no makeup on, basically. Just mascara. So that I still looked somewhat alive. But I felt very called to come here, show up on camera today in a very authentic way. And I feel like this is very symbolic for you and the current stage that you're in your life right now. I feel like I keep hearing Bearzall, Bearzall. And I kept seeing someone standing in front of a mirror, just bare, nothing on, really looking at themselves, really looking within, basically, looking into the depths of their soul. I feel like the biggest thing that was coming through last night was that you're meant to shine in this world in some type of capacity. But I feel like there's been some, I want to say, restriction or resistance to do so. I feel like there's this fear to just show up as we are. That song by Nirvana, Come As You Are. I'm hearing that. Okay, so Shine by Collective Soul and Come As You Are by Nirvana coming through. So maybe you want to listen to those songs, or maybe those songs are relevant to you in some way. There's this message of authenticity and showing up bare coming through, and really seeing ourselves in a raw way. Because I want to let you know, I feel like a lot has been revealed to you as of late. You're going through this period of uncovering, is what I'm hearing. So it could be that you've just been uncovering truths in your own life, truths about other people, truths about yourself that maybe were previously hidden, and even maybe uncovering some aspects related to your past lives, to uncovering where your soul is coming from. Okay? Understanding a little bit more the evolution of your own soul. So I feel like right now you're going through a very important and crucial period, is what I'm hearing, of self-discovery. And I think that that can look a little bit like unraveling, or maybe it's appeared that way to you as some type of unraveling happening here. But I almost feel like this is spirit reaching out to you and offering you something. There's a lot here about the truth being revealed, things being stripped away. And so you may have been going through a cycle or a period of loss. Okay, and this can manifest differently for all of us, but this could be quite literal loss of the physical, so losing people in our lives, whether it be to, actual death, or them just leaving our lives, no longer, moving forward with us into the next chapter. But it can also just be this shedding, I want to say, of old versions, old programming. There's something here about shedding coming through very strongly for you. So snake imagery may be significant. Snakes in general. There's something here about shedding. And I feel like spirit, the universe, is kind of giving you the opportunity and offering you this chance to unravel so that you can come back anew, is what I just heard. So sprout in a different way, because I was getting this imagery of a fresh plant or flower being planted. Okay, and I think that that's symbolic and representative of you and the stage chapter of your life. I think that a lot with your perspective is shifting. But I'm also feeling a little bit of emotional instability is what I want to say. I'm feeling like I'm in this boat that's rocking side to side in a rather violent fashion. And I think that may be conveying the state of your emotions in a way, or representative of either a chapter that you're moving through or have recently moved through. I think that while things felt very emotionally volatile, I want to say, you had to learn how to approach situations in a different way, I want to say, in a more detached fashion. This is what you've been learning, and I think that I just heard novice, so it could be this is something new that you're learning. Because it may be that for most of your life you have been quite reliant on your emotional side or on your intuitive gifts, I want to say, in navigating life. But I think that you've been through a particularly challenging chapter where that was no longer reliable, I want to say, and you had to learn anew, basically. However, I feel like you've also been learning a lot of new things. Like there's a lot here, novice, right? So I feel like maybe you've been learning new spiritual concepts, spiritual practices, spiritual ideas. I'm hearing a dog barking, and I know it's confirmation. And so it could be that Spirit quite literally has been offering you an opportunity to learn new things as you're transitioning through this chapter in your life, or moving through. It feels rather dense, I'll be honest. It's rather dense energy, but I feel like throughout this chapter you have been able to, I want to say, feel spirit's presence. So this could be your spirit guides, this could just be, God, the universe, this could be archangels. This chapter has felt like the word stripping keeps coming through. Like I feel like it's been stripping layers of you away. And I think that there's this element of needing to sacrifice those layers or release them and give them up so that you can have this new beginning, basically. Yeah, I just feel like maybe you've been receiving clarity or information in a new fashion throughout this chapter. I'm feeling this energy of isolation. And so it could be that you've been through recently or are currently going through this period of, I just heard divine isolation. So this could either be, this feels more like from the physical world, if I'm being honest. This feels like isolation from others. And I think that this has pushed you to develop a stronger connection with the other side. All right? And it's funny because I think by doing that, you've really empowered yourself in a way. Because I think previously maybe you relied on the exterior world or the people around you for a sense of comfort, it seems, reassurance, confidence. And I think that now that maybe that hasn't been as prevalent in your life, you haven't really been able to rely on others, is what I'm hearing. You've developed this greater reliance on yourself, but also on the other side. And that's why you're special. Because as you're moving through this chapter, you are gaining very valuable skills when it comes to understanding life and your reality and your path on a deeper level. And it's like you're understanding things in ways that you haven't in the past, okay? And so there's a lot of sacred knowledge, I feel, that is entering your light body, that is entering into your life, and there's rapid growth coming in as a result. Okay, I want to see what else wants to come through here. So far, very interesting message. And it feels very sacred. Like, it feels like a very sacred process that you're going through. But yeah, it just feels like you're trying to grapple with the emotional turbulence, I feel. Whoa, okay, this just came through very strongly. You're shedding. Okay, this is like very deep. Look, I feel like you're going through this very important and sacred soul metamorphosis, transformation, evolution is what I'm hearing. It's like your soul in this lifetime, it's prepared, it's ready for the next step on the stairs of evolution is what they're saying. And I think that as you're preparing to land onto the next step, plant your foot onto the next step, there are things shedding from your past lives. Because I feel like it's time, you're ready to let go of certain evolutionary patterns is what I'm hearing in your consciousness that have kept you on the step that you're currently on. And I think that you're going through this process of shedding and stepping on to the next step. And so if you feel like you're moving through density, emotional density at this time, or like you recently have, that's what Spirit is wanting to clarify here, that's what's going on. There is this evolutionary step happening right now. Okay. Well, that's deep. And I think you're either starting to recognize this or just gain a different perspective. Gain a different perspective. A different understanding of what it is that you're moving through. And it could be that this experience has felt like new. And that's why I kept picking up on this novice energy. Not necessarily that you're a novice on this journey, I want to say, but more so novice in the next chapter, okay? Because like I said, you're stepping onto a new evolutionary step. And so you quite literally are entering into this novice energy because you just completed a massive stage of your soul's evolution, if that makes sense. Interesting. And I think that it's come with some type of sacrifice. It's come with some type of sacrifice, some type of loss, some type of shedding, some type of unraveling, some type of revelation. And I'm hearing that while there's been relief, you've felt relief in a way, it's also felt dense. I feel like you've felt intellectual relief. Mental relief, understanding. There's a sense of understanding, but that doesn't mean that it hasn't felt emotionally heavy is what they're saying. They're acknowledging that, okay? Retreat. Yeah. This is what I was feeling. This sense of isolation. It's like you're currently going through this transitionary phase. In your life, like in your soul. This feels very deep, like on a soul level, but I do feel like everything that we undergo on a soul level, on a spiritual level, on an energetic level, it also always reflects and manifests in our reality. And yeah, physical body coming out as I say that. And so, yeah, while you've been going through this spiritual transition, I feel like it's also been physical. And so, this will look different for everyone, but it can quite literally be like shedding physical aspects of yourself and allowing new ones to emerge. Just the way that you feel about yourself, the way that you view yourself. I'm hearing radical self-acceptance. And I feel like you've been doing or undergoing a lot of unraveling in your psyche. Rebuilding in your psyche. I think that you're starting to realize how much your psyche has sabotaged you or held you back from shining. And I just feel like right now, like I said, you're in this preparatory stage, before you step onto the stage in a way. Okay, inner child, yeah. So some of you guys may have dealt with a lot of self-criticism when it comes to your physical appearance. I'm also getting physical wounding, so I don't know if some of you guys have dealt with some type of health issue, like accident. I'm hearing like physical recovery And maybe that was kind of the catalyst to this isolation. You know what it's making me think of? When it's like when I broke my foot years ago. I broke my foot years ago, and I was quite literally put into this state of isolation because I couldn't leave the house. I was confined to my room, to my bed until I healed, right? And that's kind of the energy I'm getting, that maybe there was some sort of confinement that happened that was out of your control. But it's kind of funny because I think that may, and take it as it resonates, but I think that this non-self-imposed isolation, or maybe for some of you guys it was self-imposed, but I feel like for lots of you it wasn't. It's kind of like life happened and you were put into this situation where you kind of had to be isolated or confined, or could quite also, this is coming through very specific, it won't be for everyone, but this is also giving me some type of like quite literal retreat that you may be called to go to, or maybe you've recently gone on one. But anyway, I feel like there's this sense of isolation and confinement that has been a catalyst, I feel, for the shedding, for this radical self-acceptance, and for looking at ourselves in the mirror in a very raw fashion. In a raw fashion. Anything else, Spirit? Oh my goodness. I think a lot of you guys are also releasing fear. And I mean, this could be related to what I was picking up on, right? Where there's this fear of showing up authentically, showing face to the world, shining, allowing ourselves to shine. Because like I said at the beginning of this reading, whoever I'm speaking to, you're a special group. And I don't say that in a narcissistic way or in a way where I'm saying, oh yeah, look down on everyone around you. Not that I think you would anyway, but I mean that more so as in you're gifted, you're talented, you're special in the way that you move through this world. You're meant to be acknowledged and recognized for your uniqueness. And I think that's the next step of your soul's evolution, if I'm being honest. I'm getting Leo energy here, so yeah, I don't know. There may be Leo placements. You may have Leo placements. There's also this transition, though, I'm feeling between Cancer and Leo. So maybe Cancer placements instead. I don't know. There's some type of transition here, and it's making me think of the transition from one zodiac sign to the next, and specifically Leo's being highlighted as the next evolutionary step. It could also be the nodes. Maybe you have the nodes in Leo or Cancer, something like this. But regardless, I feel like the next step of this evolutionary journey that you're on is to be in some type of limelight, some type of stage. And, you know, that can be on a small scale, on a large scale, doesn't matter. But just being heard, being seen, being acknowledged, being known. I think that you are shedding the last of what needs to be shed so that you can step into this next chapter, this next stage. Okay, and I feel like the current stage that you're going through is one of alignment, one of healing, and one of release. And one of release, celebration coming through. Gateway on the gateway card on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, there is some type of bridging, portal, merging happening here. But either way, you're meant to be celebrated in some way. Okay, for others of you, I also feel like you're going to be receiving really positive news that's worth celebrating over after a really challenging period in your life. Some type of celebratory news. But either way, you need to hear that you are meant to be celebrated. Your work is meant to be celebrated, it's meant to be acknowledged, and you're meant to soar. I feel like you're currently, like I said, in this transition period where you're moving through one stage of evolution on a soul level to another, and I really do think that that's also going to be reflective in the physical world as well. Strength coming through. I feel like there's something that you are meant to share with the world, teach the world. I want to say share your story, maybe. I'm also seeing books for some of you. Books. Maybe books have been relevant. Maybe you've been reading a lot, trying to learn a lot. Absorbing new information, I feel, that has given you strength or given you some type of power. Ace of Wands, Queen of Wands, the Lovers. Yeah, remember what I was saying? Personal power. That's what I'm feeling with the Strength card. Remember I was picking up on Leo energy? Leo energy coming through here. I think a lot of you have realized your resilience. You've realized your resilience. And I think that moving forward, you're going to be making decisions more aligned with this, I want to say, new unlocked level of self-empowerment, of personal power. Black cats may be relevant for some of you. Sunflowers, dragons. I feel like Spirit wants to let you know that if you've been feeling weak in some type of way, whether it be energetically, also the sun at the bottom of the deck, I just noticed. A lot of Leo energy, solar energy, illumination. If you've been feeling weak, whether that be physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, that's changing. You're getting some type of... I just heard revitalization. And so I want to let you know, I do feel like you're stepping into this chapter of opportunity. And I think a lot of you guys may be manifesting this new beginning where you either attract a lot of amazing, exciting opportunities in, or you initiate something that feels right, that feels aligned with your soul, that feels aligned with this new version of you that's now emerged. Wands. I'm seeing the Magician and this Ace of Wands. It's literally a child holding up a wand. Remember what I was saying too about a new plant? New plants, that's you, right? It's like you're going to be entering this period of newness, of growth. And a lot here with wands, like the Magician and the child there holding the wand. And then the Queen of Wands, quite literally. Even Archangel, I believe that's Archangel Gabriel. I think that's Archangel Gabriel or Raphael. Okay. Also holding this wand, this staff. So this is making me think of you taking control, taking action, taking the initiative on something. I feel like this is coming though. Like this is coming. This is new energy, I feel. I don't think that you're maybe quite in it yet. I think you're moving through the last of some heavy energy, the last of some grief, the last of some sorrow. Because I think that you've been going through this healing period. You know what it's making me think of? I don't even know if this is right, but it's kind of like when reptiles are shedding their skin, and I think it's kind of like their new skin can feel a little raw or tender or like tight. It's kind of what it feels like, if I'm being honest. I feel like you've been going through that period of adjustment, like settling into your new reality, your new body, your new, like, you know. Look, Ace of Swords. So that's now the second ace coming through. And the High Priestess. Yeah, look, you guys are entering this era of breakthrough. Butterfly's really significant. You know what's funny? Here's a lizard on this card. I didn't even realize that. Okay. I think that right now you're in this pause energy, evaluation, adjustment. 3 of Cups. What did I say? News worth celebrating. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're coming up into this energy, okay? So I think that you've gathered so much strength and resilience over this last chapter that you're closing out. And I think that you have some really wonderful new beginnings and breakthroughs coming into your life. And I think this is you taking initiation and taking charge of your life is what I'm hearing. And so I want to let you know, I feel like, yeah, some of you guys are quite literally going to be getting some positive news. Perhaps with some type of project or something that you've been rebuilding, trying to rebalance, rework. Oh wow, the Chariot and the Knight of Swords. There's some movement about to take place in your life after a period of shedding, regeneration, chaos, destruction, unraveling. And so I want to let you guys know, some of you guys or most of you are going to be getting some type of important, exciting news and opportunity. I feel like they go hand in hand. So expect some type of important communication. Feels rather quick, okay? And I'm just seeing you being pulled out of the current state that you're in like this and pulled into a new one. And quite literally, where things felt confusing, where you felt indecisive, I'm hearing. I feel like that, yeah, eight of cups. I feel like that's shifting, okay? I just feel like you're, again, allowing this shedding to take place in your life. And it just, once again, it feels like being pulled out of one situation, one phase of your life into another. And this is going to feel quick, okay? This is going to be rather quick. Again, like, look at all these cards here that come with hands, hand holding, reaching. Even this one at the bottom of the deck. Reaching, holding. Wow, even under this here, the village, look, again, reaching. Hands reaching out. It's like we're reaching out into this new experience, new dimension, new environment, new chapter, new life that feels a little bit dark and uncomfortable in a way. But I feel like in this next chapter, you're celebrated, you're acknowledged, and you let your passion and your fire take hold. Okay, interesting. Okay, let's wrap this up. Let's see if there's any health. Look, what was I saying? Some of you guys may have been dealing with some health issues. This, whether it be physical health or mental health. 1111, as I was saying that, and surrender. I think that you've allowed spirit to take the lead in some type of way here. Yeah, what was I saying too? If you've been feeling weak, look, Saturn coming through. If you've been feeling weak, I think that this is shifting, okay? So maybe some of you guys are quite literally going to be getting some positive news about your health. Some positive news about your health, and it's going to be news worth celebrating. And this may be something that, yeah, caused a lot of emotional instability. If this isn't you, this may have been a parent going through some type of health issue. Maybe you also felt confined because you had to spend time with them or take care of them. There's something here about that perhaps for some of you. Or even maybe a child. So maybe you're a parent, you had to take care of a child. Take it how it resonates. Romance and connection coming through, and you're very close to achieving your goal. The Lover's card did come out. And, you know, I don't always like to just assume the Lover's card means romance because, you know, that's not the only or most important meaning of the card, but it can talk about that. Yeah, there may be some type of past life connection coming into your life after a lot of shedding and destruction. Like, you know, making room, space for this, and this may quite literally be a past life connection. Gemini coming through, so it could be this person's a Gemini. The Lover's card also talks about Gemini, so maybe you're a Gemini, they're a Gemini. Confirmation for you. New romantic cycle begins, yeah. Also, this health thing, it could have even been a partner going through some type of health issue. Okay, again, take it how it resonates. I don't think that will be for all of you, but some of you guys may be having an important conversation with someone in a romantic context, okay? And I just feel like it's going to be a good conversation. I just heard assertive. So it could be you asserted yourself, you took some type of time out from a connection. That could also be where that isolation and retreat energy came in. We've been taking a step back from certain connections. Okay, there's important communication coming in about that. I feel like that's just kind of this side note, if I'm being honest. Because I feel like the biggest message coming through was about you and the way that you show up in the world. And maybe, you know, it's funny because when I was thinking about bear and, like, you know, the nakedness or whatever that I was picking up on at the beginning of this reading, I was also thinking maybe it's speaking as well about approaching a connection, a relationship, another person with this truth, this authenticity. It could be there was some type of truth revealed that could have triggered you. You're really being called to approach, it feels like a conversation if I'm being honest, approach some type of conversation with calmness, with more rationality rather than emotion. Okay, interesting. I just feel like there's some type of new beginning coming here, emerging. Could even be some type of transformation within a connection. There's something here about needing to balance something, be careful about the way that we approach someone or some type of thing. Good fortune coming out. The crown. Victory. Yeah, look. Okay. Good news. Let's wrap this up. Okay. So yeah, some of you guys are definitely going to be getting some good news. Please let me know if that comes to pass. Yeah, some of you guys are going to be getting some type of good news. Others of you are going to be entering this era of recognition and victory. Okay? Where other people are recognizing you. They're respecting you. And they see your value. Okay? Others of you have this important conversation incoming, and this feels more romantic, if I'm being honest. An important conversation inbound. And I feel like this is going to be a very healing one. And for those of you that are resonating with the love portion, because I feel like this isn't for all of you. This feels kind of a little bit split across different people. Yeah, for those of you that resonate with the more romantic interpretation that I'm giving right now, I feel like there is some type of healing, regeneration coming to you and a connection and somebody else. I think that maybe there has been tower moment energy coming through where it's like a lot of destruction has maybe swept through your life, swept through a connection. And whether it be, you know, from outside circumstances like health issues, or whether it just be like something coming to light and I'm hearing like things not being able to be the same again in a sense. But there's some type of energy here about relief with the truth coming up, because I'm hearing something about we're not able to move forward until things are revealed in a way, you know, like we can never really fix or transform relationships, ourselves, whatever it may be, our lives, if there's something being hidden, concealed, something that hasn't quite yet come to light. And so I feel like whatever's come to light was actually more of a blessing than a curse, is what I'm hearing, okay? Because again, if things are in the shadows and if we're unaware of certain things, it's like we can't heal them, we can't fix them, we can't move through them. As challenging as they may be. Okay. Okay. Well, that's all I have for you today. I really hope that resonated. Let me know down in the comments if it did. For those of you that are new here, I didn't even introduce myself. Hey, I'm Lillian. I'm a psychic tarot reader, and I channel messages down for the divine. And if you're rocking with me, if you resonate with my energy, if you want to join my soul family, I'm inviting you in. I'm calling you in. If you want a personal reading where we get detailed and you know that, you know, the message coming through is just for you, you can go ahead and book with me on my website. The link to that is in the description. And with all of that said, I will see you next time. I love you so much. See ya.